Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're unpacking something that literally affects every single one of us. We're going to look at a totally everyday habit, or actually the lack of a habit. We're talking about water, and specifically, what happens inside your body when you just keep forgetting to drink it. And I don't mean for a day, and I don't mean because you're stranded in a desert somewhere. I'm just talking about going through your normal busy life and simply forgetting to hydrate.
Okay, let's dive right into this. If you're chronically underhydrated, does it just mean you're walking around feeling a little thirsty all the time? Or is your body quietly, slowly shutting down its optimal functions without you even noticing? Well, as you'll see today, ignoring your body's need for water actually triggers this massive, systemic chain reaction.
Look, it really all boils down to this. Every single cell in your body depends on water to survive. We're not talking about extreme survival scenarios here, just a standard Tuesday at the office. The very second you aren't taking in enough water to replace what you're losing, you're immediately impacting the environment of every single cell you've got. They absolutely rely on it to function, communicate, and just thrive.
To really see how this plays out, we're going to follow a timeline. We'll start with the first 24 hours of dehydration, move on to what happens after a few days, then check out the hidden damage over months, and finally, what happens over years.
So let's start with the first 24 hours. The earliest sensory signs of dehydration are actually incredibly easy to ignore. Maybe your mouth feels a tiny bit dry, you get a little nagging headache behind your eyes, or you just feel super tired by the afternoon. These are just subtle little whispers from your body, and because they're so mild, most of us just completely brush them off.
The crazy thing is how we interpret those early signs. We love to make excuses, right? You blame that afternoon slump on a bad night's sleep, or the headache on stress. But the biological reality is that dehydration is already doing its thing. The water volume in your bloodstream actually drops, which means your blood literally gets thicker. So you're blaming a bad mood, but your heart is actually being forced to work overtime just to pump sludge and move oxygen around.
Now, if you keep ignoring those signs after a few days, things escalate. You cross a threshold and your body gets shoved into a literal biological survival mode. Your brain basically sounds the alarm and yells to the rest of the body, hey, we're running on empty here, shut down the non-essentials and hoard whatever water we have left.
And survival mode is not pretty. Your kidneys instantly start hoarding every single drop of water they can, which makes your urine noticeably darker. Your digestion slows way down, so constipation becomes a real issue. Your muscles lose that perfect balance of fluids and minerals, making painful cramps so much more likely. Because of all this compounding internal stress, suddenly just walking up the stairs or doing laundry feels completely exhausting.
So what about the hidden damage? If those few days turn into months or even years, we enter a whole new phase. This isn't just about feeling a bit sluggish anymore. This is where the damage silently starts piling up in your major organs, completely under the radar.
It really is a terrifying list of long-term issues. Since your body is constantly concentrating waste to save water, your risk for kidney stones shoots way up. Your skin gets dull and loses its aceticity. If you hit the gym, your workouts are noticeably harder, and recovery takes forever. Plus, remember that thicker blood we talked about? That means your heart has been continuously overworked every single day for years. And the truly scary part? Most people literally never realize chronic dehydration is the root cause of it all.
Let's shift our focus to arguably the most critical organ in this whole equation, your brain. When you're chronically dehydrated, the command center of your entire body takes a massive hit.
And this brilliantly illustrates why. Your brain is nearly 75% water. 3/4 of its mass is completely reliant on proper hydration. So when your blood thickens and circulation drops, your brain is instantly starved of what it needs to run at full capacity. Even mild dehydration totally messes with how efficiently you think and process the world.
The cognitive toll is absolutely huge. You'll struggle to concentrate, your physical and mental reaction times physically slow down, you get way more irritable and can completely lose motivation. Honestly, how many times have you said, I just woke up on the wrong side of the bed today? Actually, scratch that. Your brain isn't having an emotional bad day, it's just desperately begging for water and circulation.
Okay, I know we just covered some pretty alarming stuff, but can you reverse it? This is where we get some incredibly good news. Your body is just beautifully resilient.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how it completely debunks so many wellness industry myths. When people feel tired, they look for complicated fixes. But you do not need expensive supplements, and you definitely don't need fancy $80 detox drinks. What you do need is the absolute simplicity of the actual cure: consistent daily water. That is literally it.
The very second you start drinking enough water consistently, it's like a rapid rescue cascade goes off inside you. Your circulation improves, which instantly takes the strain off your heart. Your kidneys get flushed and start working right. You'll literally feel your energy bounce back as your muscles regain their fluid balance. Your brain gets that 75% hydration met, and suddenly, you're sharp again. Your body simply starts repairing itself from the inside out, getting right back to that optimal state it so desperately wants to be in.
So as we wrap up this explainer, water isn't just about quenching a dry throat. It is the fuel for every heartbeat, every breath, and every thought you have. So I want you to be totally honest with yourself right now. Did you actually drink enough water today? Seriously, I highly encourage you to go grab a glass right now. Take care of your body. It's the only one you'll ever have. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and keep exploring the amazing science of how you work.